Hello, hello, and welcome to Sub-suburban Splendor. I'm Jason, working with National Exterminating, and today I just wanted to take a couple minutes to introduce everybody to one of my good friends down here. This is a dehumidifier, one of the ones we have installed. A few days ago, I posted a video about a problematic crawl space encapsulation. Now, this is one we've done, and this is what we prefer as far as being able to inspect and treat termites while still controlling the environment down here. The first thing you might notice is we've installed a light bulb down here, along with the power supply for the dehumidifier. And we put down a nice tight moisture barrier to keep the morning dew from evaporating and getting into the floor joists here. You can see that there was a fungus issue previously, but this stuff is pretty much wiping right off. It's not active because we've got this dehumidifier keeping the air nice and dry. Just gonna get my moisture meter out here real quick. And we're hovering right in 12.5%, which is right where you want things. That's a little higher than normal for this time of year. You might normally expect it to be 9 or 10%, but 12 is actually ideal. Now I've got to perform some maintenance on this unit here. We're just going to take a quick trip around the back. Shut off the main power. Now the other thing we do alongside the moisture barrier is we do seal all the crawl space vents, because once we've got this dehumidifier installed, we don't want the outside air really getting in too much. We're going to create the environment we want with this unit. And we've also got our little pump here. Over time, this drain line will usually get kind of gunked up with the slime and algae that forms just because there's water staying in the line. So we just pop that little cap off. I'm gonna add just a few drops of bio-drain gel. Not quite as harsh as a Drano or something like that, but along the same lines. It clears out all that organic gunk from that drain line. This is a new install. Usually I've got these little screws just kind of finger tight, but I did bring along my little stubby screwdriver here just in case. And let me say that once you get a dehumidifier installed into your crawl space, coming down in it is like a vacation. The air is a lot cleaner. Of course, a lot drier, so you don't have those musty odors. And we've got kind of a stuck filter here. This is the main part of what I'm here to do, is swap this filter out. Of course, the dehumidifier is sucking in air throughout the day, and this filter gets dirty. Now the manufacturer uses these metal filters, which do have the benefit of being reusable if you can get them out. They have the drawback of not being manufactured to the most exacting specifications, so they tend to get stuck. Just like that. There we finally go. I thought I was going to have to tear that thing up to get it out. A lot of the time trying to get it out, end up tearing the frame or bending it and it's no good anymore. That's why we started moving over just to the disposable paper filters. Now it's a little less convenient because you do have to get a new one each time. With the metal guys, you just kind of brush them off and give them a rinse, and they're good to go again. So you can always have one handy. If you don't have one handy, you can just pull out the one that's in the machine and take it outside, clean it up, and put it back. But I frankly have had more than enough arguing with those things. I'm glad enough to have the paper filters. I gotta switch this guy back on. We are back in business. The machine is going to automatically cut on for a couple minutes to get an air sample to see what the conditions are before it makes a decision on how much it needs to run. That's another great thing about that particular brand. It's pretty well computerized, a smart machine, so it does a lot of the math for you as far as figuring out what needs to be done to keep the crawl space nice. Pretty much all we have to do is set it, tell it what conditions we want, and it goes ahead and does it for us. As you can see, we don't do any insulating of the walls. We don't want any of that, really. There are building codes that say you need a 6-inch inspection strip on the bottom and on the top if you're going to put insulation on the walls. But really, ideally, we don't want that. Even with those inspection strips, it just hides what we're trying to see. We want to get a look at these walls. That's really your first line of defense, is us and our eyes checking for those termite tunnels. And you also don't want the insulation trapping moisture. Some people do have the impression that when you put that foam on the wall, it's flush, it makes a perfect seal, but that's just not true. There is a little gap between the insulation and the cinder block, and that lets moisture condensate and makes the whole thing a whole lot more attractive to termites. So we don't do the insulation. This customer didn't want to have insulation put in among the girders either, because quite frankly, our encapsulation keeps things pretty nice and warmish. Don't want to say warm. It's a little bit cooler in the summer than it is outside. It's a little bit warmer in the winter than it is outside. That's just kind of the nature of the thing. So there's really not a whole lot of need for insulation in between the girders with our encapsulation system. And frankly, I like it because when I come to do a full termite inspection, I don't have to fiddle around with trying to pull the stuff out from the corners and away from other hotspot areas. Yeah, that's about it for this one. I just wanted to show everybody what a good encapsulation looks like as opposed to what a bad one looks like. As far as the termite inspector's life goes, this encapsulation is perfect. You can hear the dehumidifier's cut off. It's got its air sample. It's decided that everything's good. It doesn't need to do anything else. Until next time, thanks for watching. Please leave me a like and a comment if you feel so inclined. Until then, thank you very much.